we've got the 2020 number one in Louisville. There are literally 6 to 8 CDS staff that work on these events year round. Standpoint, these events on the ground with the organizers, the work they do ahead of time. We have already had a number of volunteer and organizer meetings. I have actually been to the 2 new sites in Arizona and Louisville for site inspections, and so they're on board. If any of you guys are watching or online, let us know you're there, and we'll give some more shout outs to you. So
of course, Caterpillar, the returning site, is kind of unique in its own way, right, Sam?
it is. The Caterpillar facility in Edwards is a demo site for Caterpillar. They use that. It works really well. It's one of the few sites, it's probably the only site that I'm familiar with that can literally design a Baja event for dynamic and endurance within just a few hours. So they start a couple days beforehand. If I get there and I notice something is not quite right, if I need a berm, I need something built, it's normally too late in the process, or we kind of make do or do the best we can when we have other organizers. But in Caterpillar's case, they get a couple of big of their machines, D11s out, and all of a sudden I get a 6-foot berm and everything is hunky-dory. They can do that in 15, 20 minutes. And of course, if you guys are familiar, 3 years ago, I believe they've tried this the last couple of those times we've been there. Once the endurance event is over and awards and calculations are being cranked out and processed, they turn that site back into their demonstration site within just a few minutes. They run music, and they get 6 or 7 of their big machines, and they do a little play-by-play where somebody explains what's going on, and they have what they call the black shirts out there at Caterpillar, and in a matter of just about a half hour, 20 minutes, they convert it back to you would never have known we were there. So it's kind of a cool event.
And there is highlight footage of that event a few years ago. If you go look on the YouTube page, I believe it's there. If not, I think it's also in the archives on the Facebook page too.
Yeah,
So
Dylan has a question, and it's an important one. Is the system tested to allow teams only to be registered for one competition in this first window? I want to say yes, it is. I want to remind teams that one of the newer changes and registrations that we have included this year is that to allow teams to register for one event only up until a 2-week period. So in window 1, you can register for one event. You will be unable to register for a second or third event as you have in the past. This goes along with, and we did have some meetings with staff and with SAE this summer, providing a vision and mission for allowing more teams to register for these events. And so this was one of the ways we came up with. We hope it works. If it doesn't, then obviously we will adjust as necessary. But for now, unless you have been specifically for any of the events last year, finished 1 through 10, you will not be allowed to register but for one event. Those that have a 1 through 10 finish in any of last year's events, they were allowed to pre-register last week and register for their event that coincides with the event that they are wanting to be in this year. As an example, the West event California would be parallel to the Arizona event this year. The Louisville event would be Midwest event then would follow suit with Peoria in Illinois. So yes, to answer your question, Dylan, we have hopefully tested the system. It is something that has not gone unnoticed. And for those of you that are familiar, we did do aero design yesterday, and we hope it will work so that you're only able to register for one event this morning. I will go back to, if I can reduce this real quick. We've got 18 minutes left. One of the reminders I was told to remind you teams of is you do not need to refresh. You should have this registration. And if you want to zoom in here, Mike, you can see where we have our timing. Once this goes away, you will have a registration page. You click on that registration page and things should follow very, very quickly after that.
Now, that's been an issue in the past. People will keep saying that.
What we've had in the past was that refresh basically, what's going on here?
I'll click the one on the left, and he'll go. Yep, there you go.
One of the issues we've had in the past where teams have indicated to us that the site froze. Too many teams refreshed. All that refreshing, and Mike, being the computer whiz that he is, will either correct me or tell me that I am correct, that our system looks at it as a spamming effort.
Yeah, it looks like it's a computer attack of some sort. You guys should be very familiar with DDoS, the denial of service attacks that sometimes take down like a Facebook or something these days. It's something very familiar with that. So, but I think you're getting some system messages for the most part over there. So, there you go. There you go. What school? Oh, country in some cases. Let us know in the chat room.
We just got word. I see John Farnick and Alex Reiners is online. And for those of you that don't know, John and Alex are vital volunteers. I had mentioned it a few minutes ago. John has been involved with this event as long as I can remember, and I've been here about 15 years. John is jack of all trades. John works technical inspection. John works with the scoring and timing system people. He is one of the major players that we work with. And Alex has recently, last 2 or 3 years, taken on the responsibility of being the lead cost judge. And so if you have questions, the Baja Sae Net website and the rules questions on cost, Alex is more than likely the one that will be answering them. So John, Alex, shout out to you guys. Thank you very much for calling in this morning, and we'll be probably setting this up here. And if you pardon my screen, we've got just a few minutes left. We're down to about 15 minutes, so I will continue to...
And of course, you may be seeing something slightly different than Sam's display due to the video lag a little bit. Probably be a few seconds off if you have it up in a window right beside him. So, so I see a few people are answering and saying what's up there. UACJ Mexico is hanging out there.
There we go.
Got a few hashtags.
Yep, so I appreciate it. And we didn't really promote this year's Facebook and YouTube, by the way. Is there a YouTube?
Yeah, I believe the YouTube is going.
And what's it? Is there a website or is there
just where if we're podcast on the YouTube, it's that same account.
You will want to make sure that you are, and at this point, you guys have contacted us. We've sent information out on the news page about being properly registered and SAE membership so that registration runs smoothly for you guys. We hope it does. We hope we have, and one of the reasons why we've allowed teams to register ahead of time, which lessens the amount of traffic that is on the website. So you teams that have voiced your complaints, and remember, I am the complaint department. I am 12 months out of the year, not just on site. If you guys have problems, have concerns, certainly let me know. But you have let me know about not being able to register for the event you want and not being able to even get on the registration page to do so. We hope we have alleviated some of that problem by correcting those issues internally and by lessening the amount of traffic that is on the website. So kudos to everybody within SAE, the SAE staff. We could quickly walk around if you wanted to see some of the staff at this point.
Before we do, I want to give a shout out. So we see Cal State LA out there. We see Highlander Racing. I believe it's out in New Jersey. McGill Baja Racing is hanging out there.
quick, just make a little time effort here. We've got, where'd it go? How come it's not popping up there?
A lot of windows.
12 minutes. So let's go around real quick and say hello to staff.
Yep.
That's a vital part of that. So.
This is where the magic happens the rest of the year here, right?
Yeah, well, these next 2 or 3 people are the heroes because they're the ones that do all the work. If you guys remember Sarah, there's Sarah.
Hi.
And Amanda. You were asking earlier about the system, and Amanda was instrumental in suggesting and helping out with the system behind the scenes, making sure that everything is there that should be. So, is Chris in his office there? Chris is
No,
not there.
he's in Victoria's office.
He's in Victoria's office. All right, we'll just walk by real quick. Chris Chuka and Victoria real quick.
Talking about important things.
Yes, Victoria is the sales sponsorship person. She does a lot of that. Chris Chuka
Good
is the
stuff
leader
coming
of the
this year.
band, and he makes sure we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. So
See everyone.
Thank you.
we can go back this way. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
So we've got about, I think, 10 minutes left.
And there's the rest of SAE.
Yes. There you go. And you can see I am a phrase man. I like to remind myself why I'm doing what I'm doing. One of the things we can
He also
show-
likes fishing.
Yes, I definitely do. One of the things we can show, Mike, is real quick. Well, let's go this way. Let's go over here real quick. You guys know that we do other events. Hey, Timmy. One of the other events, if you look here, you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 events in about 15 weeks. So we're pretty much on the road from March to June. And like I said, there's only about, well, if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 of us that are actually instrumental in the day-to-day activities of the event. So,
It gets pretty busy.
yes, and Mike Sword comes to most of them.
I think 8 or 9 of those I'll be tagging along for.
We got McGill, we've got the University of Iowa, we've got UNLV. UNLV, we're hoping one day soon to be out there for a Baja event. I know I've talked to some of you people out there, and hopefully we can get one organized out there. I've gotten a few inquiries, so hopefully down the road we might be able to go to Nevada for a Baja event.
Nice. You really want those desert events more and more, don't we?
Well, for those teams that were there last year, the West Coast event was a little bit muddy and cold. I don't think that was typical weather, but Joe, for you guys, Joe, the organizer last year, called me within a week or so of the event, and they had about 3 inches of snow up in Gorman last year. So
Wow.
I guess you could call us lucky that we got wet and mud instead of
We almost
cold
turned
and
into a
snow.
snowmobile event.
He almost turned into a snowmobile event, but Tennessee Tech, we had our issues there, and like I said, one of the things I want to show is if you haven't gone online to get your copy of the Baja Sae Yearbook, it is a great, and I can show this real quick up here. Go online. It's on the SAE website. It's on the news page. It also has information from these past events along with pictures. Some of you guys can tell me if you're there in there. And each organizer and each winning team wrote specific articles pertaining to their event. So you will have a great memorabilia piece. The Mike Schmidt Award is in there. I wrote myself to you guys a little bit of a thank you. So it's there, and it also shows the dates and events for 2020.
Nice.
So that's real nice, and that was done in part by Sarah and by Martha Tress, our sales sponsorship manager. So what do we have left here?
John says nice vest.
Thank you, thank you. It's. I'm hoping it's.
I don't think we see the branding. It's folded over on the other side.
Yeah, it's.
On the other side.
Let's see. Let me grab this. Hold on here, guys. It
There you go.
is,
Oh,
well,
no,
it's
that's
right,
the
it's,
side.
it's on the back, isn't it?
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
There
It's
you
on
go.
the back. So you have seen it, yes. I wore it for a couple different reasons today. One, obviously, because we're live here on Facebook and YouTube, but I also have an appointment with our marketing department and our graphics people for a short video as well. So I wanted to do that for this
Nice.
afternoon. We got to be getting close, guys. So hopefully
Mhm.
this will work. We are.
It's the second one.
Give me just a second.
So
Oh,
there
no wonder
it
why
is.
I'm not doing this
Yep.
right. We don't want that. 7 minutes.
There
So
you go.
there's 7 minutes. Is there anything else? Any questions you guys need? I know that, like I said, I threw you guys for a loop, or I shouldn't say I did. The Rules Committee, which included representatives from all of the sponsors and the tech inspectors and the faculty advisors who are on board with some of these. So I'd like to hear some comments if it's sunk in a little bit better, if you're working on your all-wheel drive / four-wheel drive system. I'd be interested. I heard a lot of comments, both good and bad. The good ones took it, challenged themselves, and are going to go after it. I'd like to know if your team has decided yet if you're going to go after it. Remember now, you don't have to go and develop that system for 2020. It's strictly a bonus type of effort, but you have to use that system throughout the event. You have to prove to us during each event that it is active and running for you to earn those points. So I'd be interested to see some of the teams if you're actually keeping it a secret or if you're actually going to be putting that system in play and process. So let's see, I'm scrolling back down here. I don't see anything quite yet.
So a question. So we're obviously going back to the desert for the Arizona event. Will that come with the same kind of precautions we do for the Gorman events in SoCal, like the spark arresters and
You know
and
what?
things like
I have
that?
asked that question, and I do not believe that we that we have to do that this year.
Okay.
It will come up at one of our organizing meetings, and I've got one coming up here at the end of the month.
And this is the first time in that location.
This
so
is the first
this is
time.
being sorted out.
That's
Yeah.
correct. These are a lot of things being sorted out. It's going to be similar to Arizona. Hopefully, it's going to be a little drier, a little warmer. When I was there, as an example, I was there back in July or August, I believe. Might have been end of August. It was 105 degrees. So hopefully, it's not going to be 105 degrees. They tell me we're going to be anywhere from late and high 70s to mid 80s. So that's perfect weather. It'll be really good. Somebody asks, are we coming to Mexico? I don't believe we are. Now, I don't know what you're asking, if I'm going to be coming to Mexico to see the Baja event or we're going to be doing an event in Mexico. So
I say there is an SAE Mexico.
there
that
is
does
an SAE
event.
Mexico event.
Yes.
There are a number of series events for Baja outside of North America. There is a Baja SAE India event. There is a South Korea event, and there is an African event. So
And so, and you guys do handle one that is out of country with formula.
yes, well, out of country, if you include Formula SAE North, which is in
Yes.
Canada. That's
Yes.
correct. It's considered our North American event, but yes, that is the newest event that Kaylee Zundel took over last year, and we will be going back again, not to Barrie, but to a different site that she has figured out and went on a couple site inspections. So check your schedules. You'll see if you've got teams that are on Formula.
There you go. And if
3
you're-
minutes, ready to go here, and I'm going to try and put up. I don't need this up, do I? I'm just working with a system here so that I can see everything going on and give you guys.
It's such a large screen. I wanted to help them
Right.
reorganize things a little bit.
So
Hey,
oh, that's
I got everybody
there we
up.
go. Okay, so if you have any other questions, let me know. Baja ETS will be there. I thought I talked to you guys. I talked to the ETS team at Louisville, and you guys indicated to me that you will be backing off a little bit, developing a different system for 2021. If you change now, and you are going to be, we're going to see you in 2020. That's great. Great. You guys always love to see you guys. We're down to, hopefully quickly here, about 2.5 minutes.
There you go.
Good luck, and like I said, when the clock strikes 0 at this point, you will see the registration come up, and you'll be able to register, and I'm hoping things go smoothly. We are hoping it's a little less stressful, a little less pressure now that teams are not able to quickly go and fill up all these events at all 3 of them, that you will be able to get the event you want, and that's our goal. I have my own, personal reasons that I get nervous when teams from the East Coast want to go to California, or a team from California can't get into their own event, or the University of Arizona or Arizona State is unable to get into their own event. So these types of corrections, these types of things that we are trying to fine tune every year, getting better and better at it. We hope that you'll be able to register for the event that you want to register for. So, and you do see that there are registered teams here, and those are the teams that, and by the numbers, you will see that they have finished in the top 10. Those that don't, and you see numbers as an example, you see number 11 for University of Arizona. We're one of those teams of us passing out Visa gift cards. Sarah had recommended, and it was just how great that idea was. Pre-register. They liked it better. Excuse me. Those surveys came back, and we allowed them. We picked 3 teams each for each event to pre-register, and a few of them took advantage of it. If we go over to what event is this one? This is the Louisville event. The team that registered would have been the Missouri, Kansas City. They were team 11. They registered because they were one of those that we picked out of a hat during the team meetings, and that's another important one.
So we're almost
40
there.
seconds. 40 seconds, guys. Good luck. I'm probably going to be a little bit quiet here, try to get back into the system and let you know what's going on. So good luck. I'm going to get off of Facebook and try to find...
The other tab on that one. Same way.
There we go.
There you go.
Get into the
Just put-
Illinois one. So there we go. We've got the 3 up, and it looks as though that we are 10 seconds away.
You guys, probably by the time you're seeing this, you're probably already seeing it flip over.
That's correct.
With the
So
delay.
good luck, guys.
So there we go. We are live. And it looks like you guys are hitting this hard.
If you're having problems, let us know.
Yep, how you guys doing out there?
That one sold out, so. Oh. $66. 72 for Louisville. I'm still here, guys. Hopefully you're doing all right. I lost the Facebook page.
That's fine. I'm keeping it up on the questions. If any of you-
74 in Louisville. Anybody having real trouble? It looks like you guys are registering. This was internally, SAE staff predicted perhaps that 1, if not 2 of these would not be sold out. And I know there's a number of teams out there that are clapping that they're able to register for the event they wanted to register for. So,
I see a lot of new teams that we don't normally see at these events
yeah, we
have
can
an
go through
opportunity.
some of these. We've got Baylor, LeTourneau, Liberty University. A lot of these guys have obviously the Peoria event sold out fairly quickly. And that actually, if you had any problems, I'd certainly be interested at this point to know what's going on. Everybody there? Let's refresh again and see what we get. And I'm only refreshing to get the updates. So it looks like we've slowed down a little bit. That's interesting, guys. That's interesting. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you have or have not gotten in, please let us know. If you're there and you're happy, please send us a note. Let me know how the system worked. Let me know if there was any slowdown, any problems, any lockups, any freezes. There didn't seem to be a whole lot here. I haven't heard from across the way yet, but it looks like we've slowed down quite a bit, so you're able to register pretty easily at this point. We're moving up a little slower now, 68 for Arizona. We're about 5 or 6 minutes after.
So and of course the second window is going to open in a couple weeks here.
Correct. It will open on the 29th at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Now, in a lot of those cases, for instance, Illinois, if you're interested in that, to get a second or third event, that could be a wait list.
Let's actually see if any teams have gotten on here. So we do have 5 teams that are on the wait list, and we've got, obviously, you see the Brazil teams are separated this year, and we have an agreement with SAE Brazil to allow their winning teams to compete in one of the events. They usually tell us which event, and it's the Illinois event. So they are there as well.
Excellent. So, so it is important, like after that window, if you are still interested to get on those wait lists, because they will, for one reason or another, they will. A lot of teams kind of drop off, and you can get a chance on one of those, right?
Correct. That's correct. Yes. You will be able to get on a wait list, and as I said yesterday during the Aero Design registration, we've gone through the wait list pretty substantially. So even 20 or 30 teams down the list today, chances are fairly good we're going to get to you. Now remember, you need to adhere to all the deadlines, send your cost reports in, send your frame checks in, your roll cage, send your design report in. Those are all requirements. If you do not do any of those after 5 days, you'll get a notice from us that says, hey, you're in jeopardy. If you don't do it by this date, after 5 days, you're canceled out. So let me see if I can, is there anything else going on here? Where do I see?
Everybody's pretty quiet. I think everybody's pretty good.
Yeah.
Emmanuel asked, can we change team names? There was a typing error on theirs.
You went too quick. Yes, there is. Send the collegiate competitions an email, and we will go ahead and adjust that for you.
Excellent. Also, a good time to remind people to make sure they download the app if they haven't yet. I believe you get updates from that throughout the year on what's going on. Oh, Sam has a call.
I can't answer it. We are refreshing again.
Looks like
here,
we're holding
69.
steady.
Yeah, holding steady.
80 for Louisville and 69 for Arizona.
Whoever called me, I'm guessing it was one of the teams. I am unable to answer the phone at this point. Go ahead, leave a message, and I'll call you back. We are there with 80 teams, and
Big Stack Racing says they'll be in Louisville.
good for you. Let's see. Let's find Big Stack Racing here. There they are. They are Laurentine, I believe. Is that pronounced that?
Laurentine University.
Yep. Team 34. So welcome, guys. Well, let's do some of the others. Millersville. Mississippi State's been in there. Montana Tech. We've got some teams and some new teams, so we're looking forward to that, guys. I never got an answer from some of you guys that says about four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Interested to see if you guys have decided and are going to share with us what exactly you're going to be doing. So let me refresh this one.
Cal State and LA will be at Arizona.
Great. Great, guys. Appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you all there. Go back and I'll see how many we got. Still steady at 69 and
Yeah.
80. So is there any team here at this point? Do we have any teams that have not gotten into any of these?
The other question I think is with this process, because I mean, usually we'd be sweating here, they're sweating there. Is this easier for everybody? Did it seem a little
right.
more low key for you? Are you less stressed out trying to get into your first competition at least?
Like to hear your comments. Why can't I get all of the
Oh, click on the video itself. It'll open up a different kind of. There you go. Now you get the live chat. There we go. UNLV Baja Rebel Racing plans to go to all 3 if they can.
And that is possible. That is certainly possible. At this point, if you are already in Illinois or on a wait list and you want to wait the 2 weeks and register for Louisville or Arizona, you certainly can. At this point, you can do it. You know, one of the also from what I am picking up here is if you decide tomorrow you did not do all this, you weren't part of this, you missed it for some reason, and there's still spots available for Arizona or for Louisville, you are able to register, and that's very unusual at this point.
Emmanuel says not less stressed.
Now that's true. Did you get into the one you want, Emmanuel? We've pretty much hit the wall at this point.
They're the ones changing the team name. So.
Oh, okay. You didn't have to rush through this, as you knew. We've eased up. I think that we have done what we need to do, and hopefully things have worked out for the better. We were at 69 and 80. I don't see.
And they made it to Illinois. So.
There you go. Great for you guys.
École Nationale d'Aérotechnique.
I do not have that. I got. Oh, wait a
Yeah, I
minute.
think we
There
killed
it is.
Illinois after. There it is.
Nope, there it is. Who are they? What is it?
Oh, École Nationale d'Aérotechnique. Apologies.
There it is. Team
Yep.
79. So thanks, guys. Good luck. You can see the list of teams if you go on the website, obviously.
We do have a question. He asks, can we waitlist for Illinois even though we are registered for Arizona?
At this point, you cannot. You are not able to do that until window 2.
And that is on the 29th.
That is on the 29th at 10 a.m. You will be able to register for the wait list or for any other event at this point. We've stopped. It looks like we're there.
Wow.
I'm going to say if you guys, number 79 tanks, who the heck is that? Where's 79? Is that, we shall see. I don't know who that is.
But either way, more than less, there are over 250 individual
Correct.
schools that
Well,
are now
Yes, well, there's some
more or less.
duplicates, more or
I'd
less,
say
right
over-
around
fuzzy
250.
math because some of the winners, right?
Right, for some of
But,
last years who were able to do
but-
that at that time, who softened up the
Yeah.
website, the bandwidth that we were allowed to have today, and
Versus how many different schools would have been involved over all 3 competitions in the past on the other system?
individual single individual teams for all 3
Yes.
events. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we did a study and we're right around 240 teams, individuals, without duplications.
Okay.
We would normally get anywhere from 20 to 30 teams that registered for 2 or 3 events.
All right.
So we're a little bit higher, and as you guys can see, we've got teams and names that I have not seen in the Baja events for a number of years or at all in some cases. It looks like you are able to register for Louisville or for Arizona at any given point in time,
Which is already new.
which is right. So I see Fairfield's in. I know that I've talked to Bob at Fairfield a number of times. Bob was one of those that his teams had difficulty getting into the event that he wanted. And Bob, I hope that you got and your team is ready this year. I know that I've talked to you a number of times. Liberty, Middle Tennessee, we got Montana. We go over here to the Arizona event. I'm hoping we got some West Coast teams, Weber State. I got University of San Diego. Lots of California teams, of course. Seattle Pacific. There's one I have not heard of. Good luck, Seattle Pacific. We appreciate it. Pittsburgh State's coming out to Arizona. Good job, Trent. Trent is a past organizer, and hopefully they can do well out there. Eastern Washington. We've got a number of teams from overseas, from China. We've got a team from Harbin Institute of Technology from China coming out to Arizona. If you guys were familiar with California, they did fairly well. I think they were in the top 10 or so. Beijing was out there. The California Maritime Academy. I'm just killing time here, guys. You guys have done a great job, and I don't see anybody else registering. So we're probably going to sign off here. It looks like we're at 80. I'll give you guys one last chance. There's a delay on Facebook, but if you're interested, obviously you can give us a call, send us an email at Collegiate Competitions. And thanks, guys.
And again, download the apps, subscribe to the
That's right.
podcast. We'll have plenty of episodes planned for this year.
Yes, you have the Baja SAE app, you have the news feeds, you have Baja SAE Net, and of course the webpage. And a lot of that information will be updated as we get it from organizers, whether it's accommodations, hotels, things of that nature, shipping and all that for you overseas teams. And all in all, I think it went pretty well.
And definitely look back that old catalog for the Baja podcast. There's going to be probably a lot of great tips in there for you that may even apply this year, of course, under old rules, but still a lot of just general tips that those guys share.
Hey, thanks, guys. You have a good afternoon. Take care. Let's still see what's going on.
I have to see it. I have to get
That's
off.
going to break.
Hold on.
That's going to break it.